Hello, everybody. My name is Cedric Hood. I'm the owner and creator of my company called Pull No Punches Productions. I'm a comic book writer, and today I'm going to tell you my top favorite action comics of all time. But before we start, please like, subscribe, and click on that notification bell so you'll be notified when I upload new videos. This video is not for children. So if you're younger than 15, you shouldn't be listening to this. Okay, so the first book I'm going to start that's on my list is The Legend of Luther Strode. It was created by a comic book writer named Justin Jordan. The artist is Trad Moore, and the colorist is Felipe Sobrero. I want to make sure I'm saying that correctly. This is the second book in a trilogy. The first book is called The Strange Talent of Luther Strode. This one is The Legend of Luther Strode, and the final one is The Legacy of Luther Strode. I didn't really care that much for that one, but to me, the second one was the height of how great this book was. Basically, if I can explain this in one sentence, what the story is about, it's what if Peter Parker never had an Uncle Ben? Basically, if a man with power, a teenager with power, didn't have that moral anchor, where would it take him? How low would he go? This book is very, very violent, but it's a well done book. It's a little bit of Kick-Ass. It's a little bit of John Carpenter's Halloween. There's a lot of homages to Halloween. Basically, it's about a young teenager who he sees an exercise ad in a book, and when he has it mailed to its house, the exercise book, which is basically, it's called the Hercules Method. It's linked to an ancient murder cult of biblical proportions. I don't want to give much away. I'm not going to really open the book to show you things, because I want you to be surprised when you see it. It's a great action-packed extravaganza. The art is it's astounding. Tradmore is one of the great maestros of comic book art today. It's just amazing. He's gone on to do a lot of things for Marvel and DC. I think recently he did a Silver Surfer book. He drew a Silver Surfer book, but the man is amazing, and he keeps getting better and better. I would recommend this. It's just a bloody ballet of brutality. Okay, now I'm going to move on to the next book in my list. The second book on my list is called Renato Jones, The 1%. This is the first book. There's 2 volumes, and the book was written, created, and drawn by Carrie Kyle Andrews. He's a great artist. And basically, it's what if Batman basically went after the politicians and billionaires that controlled the pulse of the globe, the real movers of society. The creator happens to be an actual TV show director. I think the show he directs a couple of episodes on is Van Helsing, I think. I think it's on Netflix or whatever. You can check it, research it, or check it out. But the creator, he drew a lot of Spider-Man and Iron Fist comics, and he's a great writer and creator. I like a lot of these books that basically it's one person who does it all, because it shows how creative and talented they are. And usually, sometimes, like, not usually, when you get that writer artist who has that singular perspective, the execution of the book, it just pops better than a duo team, a separate writer and a separate artist. The book, it has a lot of Frank Miller-esque style with the art. The art is very gritty and muted at times, but it's just, the characters are so interesting. The action is great. And it's written almost like a poem. I don't know if I'm actually describing it correctly, but it's just how I feel about the book. It's very, 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 very good, and I hope you enjoy it. So check the book out and tell me what you think about it. Now we're going to move on to the next book. Okay, the third book is Red, and I know probably a lot of people heard about this. It was created by Warren Ellis and artist Cully Hamner. Warren Ellis is the writer, and it's about a retired CIA assassin who is hunted by the agency because he has too many secrets that are linked to historical events in American history. It's so violent, but it's realistic. You know, the action isn't exaggerated. There's no humor compared to the movie that they had that came out with Bruce. It was starring Bruce Willis and John Malkovich. I enjoyed the movie, but I only read the book after the movie, and I wish I read the book before I watched the movie. It's I think it's about 70 pages. It tells a complete story, one and done, no sequels, and yeah, the color also pops. I'm not sure who the colorist is. I'm sorry. But yeah, check this out. Check this book out. It's on Amazon. It was made early 2000s, I think around 2003. I know it's post 9/11, but it basically shows it doesn't um basically it doesn't with the violence. It just shows the ramifications of what happens when an assassin all he's good at is killing, and how it can basically destroy a man's soul. So I don't want to tell any more about the book. It's a great book, and I hope you look it up. And the final book, the fourth and final book, is a book called Body Bags. It's created by another writer slash artist. His name is Jason Pearson. This book was made, I think, in the late 90s, and it was published by Dark Horse. This volume is called Father's Day, and it's about a serial killer hitman with a smiley face mask, who basically, he's a contract killer, of course, since he's a hitman, I already said that. And his estranged daughter comes back into his life, and it shows how his entire world is turned upside down and uprooted because he can't balance being a father while trying to continue, being a professional killer, someone good at his job. And it's a lot of like dark comedy, and it's a homage to Quentin Tarantino and the 90s hitman films, like The Professional, Leon the Professional, The Long Kiss Goodnight, La Femme Nikita. If you like those films, I think you will like this book. It has a lot of 90s nostalgia, like cyborg ninjas and, Italian mafia families that are controlling the underworld. It's a pretty good book. The action is tight. The art is great. The writing isn't bad. But yeah, this is a very rare book, and I really enjoy it. And yeah, that's basically it. Like the video, please subscribe, and if you have any comments, just write it down below. And don't forget, after you subscribe, press the notification bell, and have a good day. Thank you so much. Bye.